This week on Movie Mayhem Live, Kevin Hart, Keira Knightley, Suki Waterhouse and Hari Nef, reviews of Smallfoot, Night School, Assassination Nation, Colette. But first, we got to take you to a little river town in Beaver County, Pennsylvania, Monaca. It's Movie Mayhem Live. Hi everyone, I'm Chuck the Movieguy, and welcome to podcast number 9 of Movie Mayhem Live. We got a really big show for you. We're going to turn on the desk monitor, get those back monitors going, little corner bug action, and of course the all-important Join the Show crawl, which you hear us talk about every single week, and we're going to talk about it one more time. At the top, come on, pay attention, zoom in here. At the top of the Facebook page, right below the logo, you're going to see this box. It's the Contact Us button. If you press that button, you could be part of the show. You could be Gino this week. Gino's not even on the show. We didn't even want Gino on the show. He called and he's like, oh, I can't be on the show this week. I'm flying to the moon to do interviews or something. I don't know. I really wasn't paying attention. He really didn't say any of that stuff. But, you know, the bottom line is you got to read between the lines. And you can be Gino. You can be better than Gino. You can be better than me. Anybody can be better than me. You can challenge Jeff Howard. You know that guy? I don't even know what he's saying half the time. I just nod my head because he's so much smarter than me. But please, click on the button now. Hope you have your passports because we got to hop on over to Canada with our digital TSA pre-check and visit Box Office Bonnie high atop her condo in CN Tower.
Hey, Chuck.
Bonnie, what's going on?
Everything's great. How are you doing today?
I am doing fine. You don't think
Good.
Gino's going to be mad at me, do you?
Oh, God. No, he's already flying to the moon, so he's probably didn't hear anything. Yeah.
I know. He is. He's doing interviews about something about the moon or something like that. I don't know. So
Nice. Very nice.
Well, anyhow, we got to take off here. We got to going to Vegas. Jeff's penthouse at the MGM. Jeff, what's going on, buddy?
Hey, what's up, Chuck? I think I'm going to be moving to the Wynn next week. MGM's not doing it for me anymore.
Really? You're not getting... Say hi to Bonnie.
Hi, Bonnie. How's it going, eh?
It's going, eh? I got my maple syrup here for you. I'm all set.
Oh,
All right.
okay.
We got to go to Detroit.
Detroit!
We got to pick up Greg Russell. He's on the top floor of his apartment building downtown.
I see him.
Greg, what's happening, buddy?
Hello. Welcome to
Hey.
my penthouse apartment. It looks out over the Detroit River and onto Windsor, Ontario, Canada.
I tell you, that's pretty high. I don't understand. Bonnie's all the way up on CN Tower, and yet she's afraid of heights. It makes no sense
Yeah.
to me whatsoever.
All you East Coast carpetbaggers, hello from the West
I tell
Coast.
ya.
All
Hello,
right,
Jefferson.
so we're
What's
gonna.
up, Mr. Russell?
We got to
Well.
start off the show with a bit of scandal.
Ooh.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, I got a new graphic. Very excited. I don't know if you guys watch The Voice, but so we watch it every week. So they
Oh, yeah.
started The Voice, the season premiere last week, and I went, wait a minute.
This looks familiar.
Side-by-side comparison of The Voice and Movie Mayhem Live.
Ah.
I want that phone, Chuck. Mine broke. That was me.
Yeah, you're on there.
I don't remember ever being on The Voice.
What?
Wow.
Isn't that a coincidence?
Wow.
Am I
No.
am I wrong here or what?
I don't
Yeah,
see
you're
any
wrong.
similarity.
I didn't see
Yeah.
any similarities at all.
No.
It
None.
was
We both had
exact.
red phones, but that was about
What?
it, yeah.
It was
God,
exact.
Pennsylvania ego. Jesus.
I was convinced. I really was. No, you don't
I
think
don't
so?
see it, Chuck.
Somebody
No.
at The Voice watches Movie Mayhem Live, I swear.
Oh,
All right,
definitely.
we got a lot of stuff to cover. We're going to start off with some movie news and
Okay.
my favorite, the box office.
Chuck,
Let's take
the
over the
Movieguy
weekend
suits.
box office, courtesy of Box Office Mojo. In first place is The House, with a clock in its walls, earning $26.6 million. A Simple Favor comes in second, earning $10.2. And in third place, The Nun with 9.9, almost 10. And in fourth place, Predator with $9.1 million. And hanging in there in fifth place, Crazy Rich Asians earning another $6.3 million. It's just amazing. Crazy Rich Asians still number 5 at the box office, still making
Holding
money.
on.
Yeah, I mean,
They're making them all crazy and rich. Heck yeah.
That's right.
box office was really down last week, but it's still in there, so that's pretty exciting. Also, what? You're gonna say something, Bonnie?
No, I said that's great.
Oh,
Why
okay.
not?
I
It's a fun
thought you
film.
I thought you had some, since you are box office Bonnie, I thought you had some input there for us.
No input other than, people are realizing that there's not a lot out there. And then a lot of those horror films, obviously, I mean, those don't sustain. Those, all those top 3 or The Nun and they're always huge the first weekend and then
Right.
drop down. So.
And we were all talking off the air before we went on there. I mean, it's all going to change next week because Venom comes out next week. That was Venom. That was Tom Hardy. See how
Oh,
they're
yes.
trying to be fun? No?
Like Bane.
No,
No?
Venom talks like this. This is how
Yeah.
Venom talks.
you
I'm one of the
know?
greatest actors ever, but you can't tell.
All right, well, we got a lot of movies coming out next week. All right, very proud of this. Once again, our organization gave out another award.
Okay. Hey.
Congratulations to the cast and crew of A Star is Born. The film has earned the Critics' Choice Seal of Distinction from the Broadcast Film Critics Association. For more information, go to criticschoice.com. And yet, I haven't seen it yet. I'm seeing it Monday, so
Yeah, same here.
it's got to be good. It's got the Seal of Distinction. No,
I missed
Jeff?
my screening last night. I missed mine
Oh,
because my
Jeff,
car,
tell
my
it,
car
Jeff.
was in the shop. My car was in the shop. A couple of my critic friends had seen it at Toronto, and some critics were not going. And I had no way to get there last night. I wasn't going to pay $30 to take me 20 miles to
Oh.
down on the strip. So I'm gonna have to
Oh.
see it Thursday night on opening night. So,
Oh,
okay.
okay. Oh.
so sorry. So
This
I'll sit
could
here
be-
next week going like this, going.
What if this is the big movie? What if this
It
is
is.
as good as everybody says it is? We're just going to
I-
sit here and laugh at you. We're all going to point at you and go, ha!
I told you,
ha."
even some of the
Jeff,
internet critics and
it.
Twitter, they were all going crazy for this movie. Everyone's going crazy. I saw Bradley Cooper on Conan for an hour talking about. And Conan was like, "This movie stays with you." He was gushing over it. The whole staff was.
Wow.
So this is the movie to beat so far.
Yeah, but you know something? I hate going into a movie with that big of praise because your expectations are really high and there's only one place it can go. It can either stay there or go down.
All I have to say is La La Land. That's the only thing I have to say. I hated
Yeah.
that movie, the worst film of the year, and everyone loved it. So and it's just, I'm going in with that attitude. So we'll see.
Yeah, well, I've
Yeah.
seen it. And
oh,
I'm not.
Oh, okay.
Say
Bonnie,
anything
Bonnie's
until
not.
next week.
Bonnie's holding her review.
Don't break the embargo. Don't break the embargo.
That's. Oh, I didn't. Oh, when is the
That's
embargo
right.
lifted?
That's right.
It's okay to say, oh, it's fabulous, but it's not okay to say it's overhyped.
Yeah.
Oh, whoops.
Ooh, yeah, exactly. Yeah, look at that. I mean, I don't understand how there's an embargo when I've seen almost every critic I know already give out everything there is to know about the movie.
I know.
Exactly.
Those
Right.
embargoes
Yeah.
are ridiculous.
Yeah.
You know what? My school of thought is once Hollywood Reporter and Variety put up a review, you should be able to do yours too.
Yeah,
agree.
do whatever you
I've
need.
gotten in arguments with the studios and with my reps saying, well, I have to wait another week to post my review because the Variety's already done it. Well, you're our local market and these are our local rules. I'm like, that's baloney. I even
So
got
they
into
only
the
read local
BFCA.
papers.
Mhm.
Yeah, so even the BFCI said, Joey Berlin, what is our official policy on this? And he said, if they publish it in Variety and Hollywood Reporter, you should be able to. And I'm like, I'm doing it.
Yeah, as long as we don't get in trouble, I guess.
Okay, well, we'll see. We'll see
All
what
right, so
happens.
it's time to review some movies. First up is Smallfoot. All right, so this movie is voiced by Channing Tatum and, of course, Common, and our own Greg Russell got to sit down and talk to the actors of this animated film.
Once you really pull back the layers and see what this movie's about,
Yeah,
oh man, this is a great message.
yeah. No, it definitely has a message to me that exudes what we need right now. It's kind of fitting to the times. Like, as much as we know this is a fun movie and it's built for the kids and for our families, but to be able to ask why these things are, why a system is set up the way it is, and you question it. I mean, how many people right now we see talking about that as adults and young adults?
Yeah.
And it does it in a way that's really joyful. You know, I think it's a really good counter for, you know, some of the Pixar movies, which are like, they're masterpieces in their own right. But you know, just kind of is a breath of fresh air, in my opinion.
Because like you said, here's your guy who, you know, he learned everything growing up, got to learn by the rocks, got to learn by his dad with the flat head.
Totally.
But then because something happens, he discovers, you know, some other things that are going on. And instead of just letting it, you know, go by, he questions them all.
Yeah, I mean, I think something, because Migo is such a believer, like he's just in, he's all the way in, and then when something happens, that really just completely crushes that belief. Like, he's like, well, I saw what I saw, and that's and I'm an honest person. You've always, you know, you taught me to be honest, and you taught me to, like, you know, never tell a lie, and he can't tell a lie because he saw what he saw, and then forces him to go and, like, see what is really out there and what it means for the village.
Yeah. And then your guy, I mean, the leader who knows all the real answers, but understands that, hey, I've got to protect my people.
Yeah.
So
I mean, I think for me, I really felt like, okay, this is a good leader, but at the same token, I believe in telling, you know, the community the truth, which I was grateful that, you know, because of Migo as a character, that the Stonekeeper eventually had to face the truth and not be stuck in the old ways of traditions that were passed down from generations before, and just abiding by those things. So, you know, I like the journey of the Stonekeeper, because it's important for, I think, you know, older powers that be to know, like, look, you gotta, the young have ideas, the young, and there's new ways to do this and bring people together. So anyway, I like the playing the Stonekeeper.
Wow, that's Greg. Good job on that interview. Hey Jeff, what do you got there, buddy?
Thank you.
This is my pop figure of Migo, and isn't that cool? And they also have the Stonekeeper, and they have Flem and Percy and Michi. Also, you can get all these different characters. And I thought it was really cool that Greg dressed up for the part and
I
was
know.
like that Yeti,
Yeah.
that Yeti costume.
Not even
That was really
I know.
very realistic.
Once again,
Taking
Jeff,
one for the team.
I think Jeff has a popper problem. He's got a problem with his poppers there. So
Chuck, did you lose weight in the last 10 minutes?
I have.
Did.
You know, I
Did.
just you know it's an animated movie, and I have to do this. So I'm sorry if it bothers you. But
It was great.
Contact us. Call in. But
Yes.
so anyhow, I have to tell you, Bonnie, did everybody see this, by the way?
I
Yes.
didn't get a chance.
Okay,
sorry.
Bonnie-
I know
Bonnie-
you guys
okay.
did.
Okay.
I'm out.
With the exception, the movie opens up with an actual scene from the movie, a music video, which just ticked me off to no end, because I hadn't been introduced to any of the characters yet. I didn't know what was going on, and then it went right into it, and I was really upset by that. And it took about 10 minutes, and after about 10 minutes of this movie, I think it may be one of my favorite animated movies I've seen in a long time. It was incredible. The music was great,
Right.
with the exception of that opening music number. The comedy was there. The story was great. And it had such a great ending too. I was like, wow. Since when? Where did this movie come from? Because I actually went in with pretty low expectations. So I don't know about you guys. Jeff, what did you think?
Well, I was the same way. I've been seeing this trailer for months, and I'm just really fed up with these animated films. And every time I'm fed up with one of these things, I go in and I'm completely transformed. I disagree with you 1000%, Chuck, because that opening number, It's a Perfect Day, set the tone for this movie. I was smiling from ear to ear. It was a great song. Channing Tatum actually sang throughout the film, especially that opening number. And I loved it. I really did. And not only that, it was great for adults. It was great for kids. I love the whole aspect of the Yeti. I love James Corden, who's this amateur kind of TV host, like as Marlon Perkins, trying to find a Yeti, to get his ratings up for his television show. I was like you, Chuck. I absolutely had the best time with this. The kids that I were with, the audience I was with, this was a great time. I mean, I really enjoy. It's not the greatest, like in the annals of animated films, but for good time, it is off the chart. It is.
I got to hear. Hopefully, Greg will take my side on that opening number. Greg, what do you think?
Actually, I'm trying to even remember how it opened up, because I saw it like 3 weeks ago. But
a
you know,
perfect
all in
day,
all, like,
remember?
Oh, I saw it 3 weeks ago. I'm Greg Russell from Detroit. Oh, I'm so sorry. When did you see? Oh, you just saw it yesterday, Chuck? I'm so sorry. No,
I saw
no.
it
It
Saturday.
opens
I
up
saw it
with
Saturday.
the music video. I don't even
Right.
know who it was.
Why do you keep saying that? Are you talking about the videos they showed before the movie opened? Because that's what they did.
Right,
They showed a
but-
couple of music videos.
No, no,
But
no.
not the opening of
that's
the
right.
film. We're in the
Okay,
village.
well, in my screening, right before the screening of Smallfoot, they showed
Right.
a music video
There's
from the
three
film.
of them. There were three.
Yeah.
No, there were three videos that were looped before the movie started. Did you see?
Right.
I'm talking after the Warner Brothers. That's really disturbing me. Your face. It's a happy segment. But the WB logo that was all ice and snow, then it went into its perfect
shot.
day. What are you doing, man?
Well, Greg, tell me what you thought of the movie. Come on.
Well,
Yeah.
as you can tell from the interview, I really enjoyed the movie. Like you said, great message, and just kind of like a nice way to get it across. I mean, it's about tolerance and things like that, and like you said, it was fun. It was funny where it was supposed to be funny, touching where it was supposed to be touching, and I mean, and if anybody's got anything to be mad about, it should be me, because I guarantee you, any woman who just saw that interview did not even see me in the interview.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I was watching your interview, and I understand where you're coming from, because honestly, as a critic doing animated videos, when you do about the movie, are just so hard. But I wanted to say, does Greg know this wasn't a true story? Because because I totally do interviews the same way for animated. So it's not
wasn't
a
true?
No, it's not a true story. I'm sorry.
Well, it could have been. You don't know.
But I have to say, for Greg, the Movie Show Plus, besides, I wanted to point
Plus
out
what?
that Plus is, Greg, I just saw a tweet that the Movie Show Plus is back on in Detroit. Tell me about that real quick.
Yeah, actually, it's going to be back on Channel 20, the station we first started at. We have been on Channel 38 in Detroit for the past year. Actually, we're going to be on all three channels. Channel 20, which is the My Network here, continuing also on Channel 38, which is an independent, and Channel 33 here in Detroit. So you can't say you can't find the show.
Yeah. Well, wait, he's writing it all down. But Greg, where can we
Yes.
see the rest of this interview? Where can we go online?
Yep. Go to clickondetroit.com, which is the NBC station's website here in Detroit, Channel 4, and you can go there and check out the entire thing.
Well, I'm giving it an A. I really love this movie. I mean, I thought it was so
An
much fun.
A?
I can't wait to see it again. What are you giving it?
Oh my gosh! Well, get Yeti for fun. Let me hold Migo while I do this. I gave it a B. It's not an A, but it's a lot of fun. I love the gags in it. They were sophisticated. The timing is funny. The voice acting was great. I love the setting. I love Bigfoot and Yetis, and I was a kid, man. I was all into that kind of in search of stuff. So I love the subject matter in this, and it's a lot of fun. It really is.
Well, to me, when you see something and you actually applaud at the end of a movie, that's going to get an A. What about you, Greg?
I'll do the same thing. I'll give it an A. I enjoyed it. Like I said, I think the message was very good, that it was getting across to everybody, and did it in a very, nice way. It wasn't like shoved in your face, hey, do this, do that.
So that's 2 A's to Jeff's B. Very,
You wanna know
very
what
interesting.
I'm just taking notes because I want to know what an A review is like. So
I'm gonna reach out there and get. All right. So next
Will
up,
you go back to normal, please? You're freaking me out.
all right. Coming up is time for night school. All right. So, well, before we get into it, our very own. Is this better, Jeff? Do you like this? Okay, better.
Everything's better than that trailer. I'll tell you that.
Our own Gino sat down with Kevin Hart.
And Kevin, going toe to toe, I know you love that. I bet there are so many things that we'll see in the DVD that didn't make it of you guys just ripping.
Oh my God! Listen, I mean, you can't have that combination and not get the best out of it. What we love most about Tiffany in this film is that we get levels. You're getting a version of Tiffany that you may or may not expect to get, and you're also getting a glimpse of the Tiffany Haddish from Girls Trip that people fell in love with. But she acts as an anchor in this film. She's a reason for my character. I guess you could say to get on the right track. She makes me realize my full potential along with my other classmates. And it's a movie where we all motivate and inspire one another to be the best we can be and put our best foot forward and pursue education and pursue this degree. And it's done in a smart way to where we feel our audience is going to relate to, but it's also done in a comedic way to where we know that they're going to laugh. They're going to laugh, they're going to have a lot of fun, but you're going to walk away with a message as well.
Well, you can catch that full interview at Watch Gino TV. So I, of course, did not have a screening of it. They did not even bother to screen it in Pittsburgh. Bonnie, did you see this?
No, it
Those
was
that die will be the lucky ones.
It was screening here last night, and I think I had to brush my teeth, so I missed it.
All right, what about you, Jeff?
Oh my gosh, am I the only one that went out for that? You know?
Wait, Greg, you didn't see it?
No, I was invited to the thing in Chicago, but then I was invited someplace else first. So.
All right, Jeff, it's on you, buddy.
I'm going to do like Leonard Maltin did with Transylvania 65000 when he did the review on Entertainment Tonight. He went, it stinks.
Oh, wow. That
was it. That was it. That's all he said.
Okay.
In fact, at the Turner Classic Movie Film Festival, I go, is that still the shortest review ever? And his daughter said no. He actually went, no. And that was his whole review for another movie.
Wow.
All right, so this is how many actors are going back to school? I mean, we had Melissa McCarthy earlier this year, and Rodney went back to school.
Yeah.
And this is such a used, tired formula. And here's the ultimate thing about Kevin Hart. First of all, this is under his own production company. This is his first film, his venture out in there. And he plays a guy that has skated through life, dropped out of high school, sells barbecues, and now he's got fired finally after 15 years of selling barbecues, being number one. He is going to get a financial planner job, right? And he's got some sort of street smarts going on, but he needs at least a GED. So he goes back to night school. And the guy that terrorized him in high school is now the principal, Taron Killam from Saturday Night Live. Tiffany Haddish ends up being his teacher at night school, and he thinks he can con her. He thinks he can, use his charm and do it to skate through it. And she's got a master's degree. She's dedicated to education. She's like, that's not going to happen in my class. So the overall problem with this film is not only that none of the characters work in night school, that you don't care about Kevin Hart. He is such an unlikable character. Even though he does redeem himself at the end, of course, he gets his GED and everything's all happy in a nice little bow. But that whole journey, even towards the end, you can't stand his character. He is such a lowlife. He goes in to steal the test, the midterm. I mean, just all these things, you're just like, absolutely, yeah, right. Yeah, I'm really ruining it. It is one of the worst films of the year. And, I'm sorry, I'm not a Kevin Hart fan. His shtick that he does over and over and over, I'm just not a fan of it. I'm not, It worked with The Rock because he works good in an ensemble, but when he's in a starring vehicle, it's just not funny. And I think he's a nice guy. I think he can be funny, but this is the worst absolute formula for him to do. I mean, none of this. Okay. Rob Riggelman even is the worst in this, too. Some of the great comedians in this. This is horrible.
That's too bad.
Oh wow! So what are we saying here? Are we talking?
We're saying an F. We're saying an absolute. Oh my gosh! Yes.
Can't even get
is this The Price is Right or Movie Mayhem?
Yeah, you get the foghorn.
Did I lose the showcase? I lost the showcase. Oh,
exactly. Wow. So Jeff, tell us how you really feel. So all right. So
I felt nauseous after the movie.
I know what I'm not going to go see this weekend. All right. Next up is Assassination Nation. Oh, blew out my eardrum on that one. All right, so apparently they went to the Toronto Film Festival because they sat down and talked with Bonnie.
They did.
Hey, Bonnie!
Welcome to Toronto with this kick-ass film. Like, see what I did there? I didn't even plan that. This is such a roller coaster, and I have to ask you, I mean, Suki, let's start with you. What was the initial reaction when you read the script?
You couldn't stop reading it. You're just like, what is going on? It felt like shocking and evocative, and the way that I would like shit talk with my friends about like boys and everything and just life. So I felt very drawn to it instantly, and I wanted to meet Sam very much. And I just got the audition down, and then ended up in New Orleans at Mardi Gras.
And there you go.
With Hari.
And the rest is history. And tell me what you thought too, because this is just crazy stuff.
I said, oh geez, are they allowed to do this? Like, I was scared. I was like, this is really hardcore. And I was like, should I do it? Is it too much? Because like, if it's good, it's gonna be really good. But if it's not good, it's really
not good. Yeah.
So I was like, this is a risk. But there's so few scripts that even make you feel any kind of way at all. And I couldn't get rid of this one.
Okay, so if you want to see the full interview, you can just go to smartentertainmentgroup.com. And where else, Bonnie?
That's right. And my YouTube channel, Movie Gals.
What, Jeff, are you taking notes again?
Yeah.
Well, I care about the show.
Okay, all right. So,
you can watch it back after, and you know.
Yeah, exactly. It's there forever, for life. So, all right. So, Bonnie, since you did the interview, you got the honors. Tell me what you thought of the movie.
Well, first of all, it's crazy. Like I said, bat bleep crazy movie. It was a midnight madness film at the Toronto Film Festival, so you can just imagine. It's bloody, it's violent, it's gory. There's sexual material. I mean, everything you want in a movie, I guess, if you're that kind of a fan of that stuff. It was written and directed by Sam Levinson, who is Barry Levinson's
I like
son.
Sam Levinson.
Yeah, good guy. He's been an actor. He wrote The Wizard of Lies with starring. Yeah, I mean this guy's got a good pedigree for writing. But this one just takes you off the rails. It's set in a small town. There's the four girls. I spoke to you saw the two. There's two other ones. They're a close knit group. They're selfies and texts, and they're all into themselves, and don't care about anybody else in the town or anyone for that matter. And what happens is the town starts getting hacked, and all private information about everybody in the town is starting to get leaked, like some really, really juicy stuff. And the girls get blamed. So I don't want to give away too much, but basically it's a revenge film, and it really goes there. It is just out of control. It's not my kind of a film. I know there are people who love this kind of stuff. I didn't love it. I didn't love it.
All right. Well, I know somebody that did.
Oh,
Okay.
it's my turn?
Yes.
Oh, yes. I went into this movie absolutely having no clue what it was about, and it's not real whatsoever. Everything that happens in this film is over the top. It's an exaggeration. It is a black comedy, and it deals with fame, sex, hacking, scandals, Instagram, and what mob mentality is about, and also what was really amazing about the commentary on this is about how in our society now, one kind of mistake on social media and you pay for it for the rest of your life. And this movie should be terrifying for anyone who saves their messages, who sends nudes, who does all those kind of things, because you never know how hackers can break into your computer and disseminate all this information. So I think this movie is just as powerful as Network was when it came out in the 70s, saying how news is going to become part of the entertainment industry, which it has, with Entertainment Tonight and also running entertainment. So I think eventually history is going to show this movie to be an incredible social commentary. And yes, the direction, that one long shot, he does the continuous shot of the home break-in, of the home invasion, was just amazing. This Sam Levinson has the greatest eye. The movie's chaotic, the movie's frenetic, the movie's bloody, the movie's sexy, and it's one of my favorite films of the year.
Wow, great! Now, Greg, did you see it, Greg?
No, I didn't. I'm going to go see it now.
They didn't screen it for me either, so
I went and saw it. I went and saw it with my AMC movie list, A-list, where I can see 12 movies a month for $20. No, get Movie Pass off. They're dead. You gotta get AMC's A-list on there.
Okay.
So I can see. So I went and saw this on my own, and it blew me away. And Silky, gosh, she was fantastic. All the girls were. Everything. But a lot of this movie, I was like, oh my God, this is too hard to look at.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah.
Raise your hand if you think Jeff's getting paid by AMC. I mean, I don't know. I kind of think he is. I don't know.
I tried. I want to do their interviews for AARP. It's AMC. I tried, but they said no.
All right, so it brings us to our final movie.
Where's my grade?
What? Oh, great! I didn't see it. So, Bonnie, what are you going to give it, Bonnie?
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm giving it a C.
Okay, a big C for Bonnie.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear what Bonnie said. I was scratching my ear.
Yeah, she said a C. You don't have to C.
Okay.
Yeah. And what about you?
Canada. C for Canada.
Yeah.
I'm going to give it an A. It's in my top 10 list.
Oh, Mr. I don't give A's. He's given away so many A's in the last couple
A's
weeks.
to my top 10. What do you mean I've been giving A's?
You
Look
gave.
at you, the one dishing out A's like hope from your pocket,
They are. They're right here. Watch this. A. I didn't even see it. No.
No. Kevin Costner, the line from The Postman. He gives out hope like candy from his pocket. The worst line ever. So no,
I'm
you
sorry.
get A's from your pocket.
If somebody knocked on my door and said, "Would you like to buy a DVD of Smallfoot for $20, I would give him $20. I love that movie. I want to see it again.
An A film. An A film.
If I want to pay, if I want to see it, so.
Go back to the cartoon
there
thing.
You go.
What? I can totally do that.
Your eyes were doing this thing. It's freaking me out.
Well, it's all supposed to be all on the, I don't know. It's all supposed to be how it motion and all this stuff, but I have to do some work.
We'll
on
get
that,
screeners,
so.
I'm sure, for this movie. I guarantee you, because
Really?
it's a great screenplay.
I think so.
Great
I think
screenplay.
So.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, all right. So that brings us to our final movie. Let me turn off the Assassination Nation. All right, so one of us sat down with Keira Knightley, and I'm so insanely jealous, and her name, once again, Bonnie Laufer Krebs.
Why do you think this is so relevant today?
Well, I mean, we have one of the biggest transgender casts, I think, in recent movies, or in movies ever. It's so much. It feels so modern. This was, I suppose, the initial attraction with sexual politics and the notion of or a relationship that is based on a powerful man exploiting a woman who then ceases to need him anymore and goes on to forge her own path and become this great literary legend. And that felt very, very modern.
Yeah, it is. She was so ahead of her time.
Or part of her time, you know, I'm not quite sure. You know, I think it was a fascinating period, the Belle Epoque. It was a sort of there was a sexual revolution going on. You know, there was, I mean, in art, in writing, it was an extraordinary time period. But she definitely was a rule breaker, and yeah, she lived her life the way that she wanted to live it. And so that, you know, the discussion within the film of gender politics, of sexual politics, of feminism, you know, all is sort of things that we're still absolutely discussing right now. Yeah. So I think that's why when I read it, I thought, wow, this is extraordinary that you can have something that's set 100 years ago, and yet we still haven't figured all of this stuff out.
No kidding, right? Did you guys hit it off right away?
No, we hated each other, didn't we?
We started off doing the polka. That
oh, we did. We
into
started
the film.
and we were really good at it. Well, we weren't.
Well, you were. Really
I was really good at it.
Maybe I wasn't so good.
No.
It's always a good way to start, though, dancing.
Yeah.
It's only the only way to do
it. Yeah, absolutely.
I don't know why that didn't make it into the film. Whereas your beautiful dance, your Egyptian dance.
We never got it right.
All right, so if you love Keira Knightley, like I love Keira Knightley, you have to watch that full interview because she just laughs and giggles all the way through it. She is awesome. And Bonnie, once again, that's smartentertainmentgroup.com. You can check out that full video there.
And I personally love Dominic West. I was so excited to finally get to meet him because I'm a huge, huge fan of the show The Affair. And the one thing that Dominic West does so well in all of his roles, he's always cast as the caddish guy, like just such a cad, takes such advantage of women, you know, but women just fall for him all the time. But yet, you still like him, and he manages to do that. We discussed that in the interview, so if you watch it. But he is just, I get it, because when I watch The Affair, I go, what is it about this guy? Like, I don't get it. And then when I walk in the room, I was like, I get it. So, yeah, he's very, very good in this film, as he is in he was in The Wire. I mean, this guy's such a great actor. I hope he comes to the Critics' Choice Awards because, you know, the first person I'm going, that's my first number one, right?
No, Greg, did you see this movie? I didn't even ask.
I did.
No, we didn't.
My bad.
We didn't have a screening here for that one either.
Neither did I. So it's up to Bonnie. We're gonna throw into her court. So Bonnie, what do you think?
Well, it's based on a real life story. Colette was a real writer. She wrote Gigi, for goodness sake. She married this guy. She was kind of taken advantage. She was quite young. He was a bit older than her. And he gave her, you know, he showed her the world and everything. But in return, she started writing. And her writing was so good that he was using it and putting his own name to all of her stuff. Finally, she just was seeing that her stuff was taken off, that people were really enjoying her books. And she was like, screw this. So oh, by the way, she's having an affair. He's having an affair. Like she said, it was the Belle Epoque. Everybody was just, you know, experimenting, let's say. And, but basically what ended up happening was that she finally wrote under her name Colette and left him. And he was livid because now, of course, he's not going to make any money off of her. But it just showed the period of the time. She was bisexual. Then she hooked up with a transgender, and that's what he was referring to there. That it is very relevant today when you watch this film, and that's why I said to Keira, I go, was she ahead of her time? So really not. Nothing's changed. You know, we're still experiencing the same thing. So I really loved it. Keira is always fantastic. She's always lovely to look at. Listen, nobody wears a corset or period costume like Keira Knightley. What can I say?
Yeah. So, all right. Well, Bonnie, what do you give the film?
Oh, I'm giving this an A. I love it.
Oh, wow. A's are flying around today. Jeff, don't tell Jeff. By the way, if I had time, I'd be prepared.
Showing us there?
Jeff just sent me a screenshot.
I looked up Fandango. It's not playing here, so I can't see Colette yet, but I will.
Oh.
It looks really good.
Well,
it was good. What's that screener?
Jeff
What are
sent
you
me
doing,
a
Chuck?
screenshot. He sent
Oh,
me a
we'll be getting
screenshot.
screeners for sure.
Wow, wow. He ran away from there. I had to pot him down, but he got out of range. But he sent me a shot of what his view is, and I wish I had time to show you because I would just transfer.
I sent it to Greg too. So
Oh, really?
I'm bummed.
All right. Well, anyhow, so wow. So hey, that's all the movies this week. I'm actually looking forward to Colette. I can't wait to see that. I hope that they send a screener soon.
I'm sure we'll get one.
All right.
It's those
So
kind of movies I look
Started-
forward
it started
to after
coming.
blockbusters. You know, those are the kind of movies
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to. That's what the
Yeah.
fall's all about. Those kind of
Right.
movies.
all right, Bonnie, give yourself a plug.
Well, you can catch all my stuff again on smartentertainmentgroup.com, on YouTube/Moviegals, every Thursday on SiriusXM, channel 167 at 4 o'clock. And, and then on originalsin.ca as well, you'll find my interviews.
Jeff.
Original Sin. Okay, Sin.
That's a new one.
Thank you for having me, Chuck, Bonnie, and Greg. You can find my movie reviews and interviews at vegasfilmcritic.com, and there you'll find all my social media portals like MySpace, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. And I thank you again.
Greg.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. You won't find me on Facebook, but you will find me on Live in the D, which is on Local 4, the NBC station here in Detroit. And if you don't live here, you can actually live stream it at clickondetroit.com. Also, Movie Show Plus, like we said, now on channel 20, 38, and 33 here in the Metro Detroit area, as well as our website.
Just click around, you'll find them.
Yeah, click around. You're guaranteed to find it. Plus, also, I've got to give a shout out to my buddy Ronnie Wilson, who sent me a shout. He's watching the show. I don't know if you can.
Oh, wow. Why didn't he call in is what I want to know.
My
I don't
nephew,
know.
too. He just told me he was watching. I'm like, why didn't you call in?
Why didn't we call in? We
So,
desperately want
Ronnie,
callers. We're going to have to start bribing
Something with that
people.
cartoon
It's a
thing of
lot.
you, Chuck. You freaked
Yeah.
people out. That's why.
And I'm
You
gonna-
think...
I'm also going to do like Jeff. I'm going to go to the movie this weekend, but use my Imagine card. Season pass.
Oh, wow.
So 2 people get in for free, so we'll have fun.
Well, hey, Greg, wait a minute. Didn't you have your wine and dine with Greg Russell or whatever that was?
Yep. Our wine and recline.
How
Yep,
did it
last
go?
night,
How did it go?
Cannonball Run. It was great. I mean, we had a packed house, and it was people who I always know I like the movie, but there were so many people that are going, this is my favorite Burt Reynolds movie. And it's just so funny because it came out in 1981. I honestly haven't seen it for a while, but the humor that's in there is so great, but it's so much stuff that they could not do today. I mean, just lots of innuendo, lots of other funny little part. Ooh, there's Jeff with his
autograph
Burt Reynolds stuff. But yeah, just
Greg,
so funny. But
favorite line from the movie. Come on, what's your favorite line from Cannonball Run?
You're gonna take these bleeds out of my nose. That one.
Oh, I got it. Bless her.
Oh, yes. Oh, I got a place in Palos Verdes.
I'm gonna be blue. My favorite line is Sammy Davis Jr. Why don't you take that piece of shit off the road? And he's like,
All right, so I'm Chuck the Movie Guy, and you can find my stuff at themovieguy.com, or just if you're watching this on a link or something, just go to Movie Mayhem Live, and you can check out some of our other podcasts. And I can't find, here it is, credits. Time for the credits, and let the credits roll. All right, everyone, thanks.
and you're in Beaver Falls, Chuck? That's right, Beaver Falls.
Yeah, Beaver Falls, Monaca, PA on the Ohio
You're
River.
from Monaca? What'd you bowl, Chuck?
All right, we're off the air.